Right guys, good afternoon. Hello everybody. It's a little bit dark in here, isn't it? But I'm going to be making some oat milk, and I want to show you how I make my fresh oat milk and then make a smoothie with it. So you can obviously make this up and then put it in the fridge, which I'm going to do. So I've got a few items. They're in the yellow basket. It's really dark. Let me try and find a light. I don't want to... Well, I'll put on this light. I don't know if it's going to make much of a difference, but let me just move some of this out of the way, and then we'll make a start. So we're going to make oat milk. I'm going to be showing you how I preserve that oat milk, because I've got 2 glass containers up here. Let me just grab them. Now these are not in the yellow basket, because I couldn't find them, so maybe they're out of stock. But as soon as I find them, what I'll do... So these are the containers that I'm going to be putting the oat milk in. So these are brilliant. You can get these on TikTok Shop. They're in my showcase. I just can't find them. So, but this is available. This is the oat milk maker. So this also does soy milk. It juices. Does nut milk. It does milkshakes. Perfect in this summer heat wave. Does rice paste, but we're going to be using the oat milk, and it also has a self-cleaning mode as well. So it is in the yellow basket. So let me just pin it up on the video, and then believe it or not, we're going to be using a glass teapot strainer as the strainer for my oat milk to get any oats out. So let's make the milk then. So we take this bit off, or you can leave that bit on actually. We'll take the lid off. I just realised I've got no vanilla extract. Just going to give it a quick rinse because I've not used it in a while. So whenever I rinse out the water, you could put it on a clean mode if you want to, but I'm just going to give that to my plants and I don't waste any water. Okay. So I want to know, right, how many grams do you reckon of oats are in oat milk? Hello, Brenda. You're at work, bored. I just thought I'd jump on because I needed to make some oat milk, and I thought I've not shown you how to actually make it. I did it on a video, but I've not shown you the way I make mine. So how many grams of oats do you reckon we're going to be adding in here? Because I'll tell you what, it works out a lot cheaper than if you go to your supermarket and buy oat milk. So, and you can sweeten your oat milk as much as you want, but I don't like any additives and extras and things like that. So how many grams of oats do you reckon we need? Okay, well the answer, if you said 50 grams, you would be wrong, because all you need is 60 grams. So I'm going to add 60 grams of oats into this nut maker. That's all you need. You don't need to wash it or anything like that. You don't need to. If you do soak it, you could soak it overnight. And I've heard that oat milk can taste a bit more creamier. But if you've got any almonds, if you're doing almond milk, then you need to leave your almond nuts in some water overnight, okay? Because the longer you leave it, the tastier it will be. Okay, so 60 grams, that's all you need. And then now we're going to fill this with some water. Now this machine already has a max and a minimum line. Let me just show you it. And let me grab my light. You probably could see it anyway. I'm just gonna lift this up so you can see a little bit better. Right, so you see there it says minimum and max line. I just realised we're flipped. So let me just mirror. There we go, that's better. So you can actually see it now. So you see at the very top there's a minimum and a max line. You can just make it out where it says 304. There you go. We're gonna fill it up to the max line. You see it, Brenda? Good, good. So let's fill this up with some water. Okay. So you're seeing this in real time. Let me just turn off this weighing scale. So fill this up with cold water. can be straight from your tap. Okay, so I've just filled that up with some cold water. Doesn't even have to be hot water. Okay, I could add a little bit more to that if I wanted to, but okay. And then to this, then if you wanted it a little bit sweeter, you could add in a date. A lot of people add dates to their oat milk. You could add some vanilla extract. One thing I do need to add, and I'm just going to have to just grab. Actually, I can't get to it. I'm not going to add it, but you can add some salt. So a little bit of salt you could add in there. And then if you want it a bit more sweeter, what I like to do is add honey, or you could add anything natural to the oat milk afterwards. Okay, so you don't have to add it in straight away. So let's put the lid on. Make sure it's on the right way. We're going to get the wire, wherever that is. Should I put it here behind me? And I want you to guess, how long do you think this is going to take to make in minutes? How many minutes do you think this is going to take? And I'll also just go through the options as well on this machine. Once I plug it in, you can see it. So plug it in, guys. You can see little lights come on. I'm going to lift it up so you can see it. So you've got all these options on here. So you've got juice. So we're going to press menu. Juice takes 3 minutes. Soy milk 35 minutes. Nut milk 8 minutes. Milkshake 3 minutes. You could even boil water with this in 10 minutes. Oat milk 2 minutes. Rice paste 23 minutes. And then cleaning is 11. So I'm going to go all the way to oat milk, and in 2 minutes, there it is, it's off. Make sure you put it down first. It can be quite noisy, but here is oat milk being made. It is so quick, guys. What did you say, Brenda? So 2 minutes, guys, just 1 minute left to go. Can be a little bit noisy. Almost there, guys. Almost there. It's so quick, it's unbelievable. Can be a little bit noisy. Got about 40 seconds to go, I guess. I'm not going to lift it up. There we go, done. So once it's done, we're just going to press the menu button. Well, you can just take the lid off. Not that one, the other one. There we go. And here is the oat milk. So let me give you a close-up. I'm going to turn it off at the mains. Unplug it. Take the wire out. Now, if you wanted to, at this point, you could then add in all your extra flavours and things like that. Especially, you know, if you're making it fresh on the day, you've got to drink it all. But I'm going to be straining this in a second. So that's the oat milk there. So in there we have more oat milk than you would in the supermarket. You know, in the cartons, because I've measured this out before, and I believe it's about 1.4 litres, something like that. So you're getting twice as much, really, oat milk for the cost of 60 pence. Sorry, not 60 pence, 60 grams of oats. And oats are not that expensive. So you're literally taking 60 grams of oats, putting it in with some water, and that's how oat milk's made. All you got to do is add your flavourings and any sweetness that you want to add to it. That's it. That's all it is. So you're probably going to say to me now, what do I do with that now? Do I just put it into the fridge? Do I just keep the lid over it? Excuse me, guys. What I like to do is I use one of these. This is my tea strainer. And that's in the yellow basket as well. You can make coffees in this, teas. These are just £5, but I find these are brilliant. You can get larger ones. I should have got the larger one of these, knowing that I was going to be making oat milk and stuff. So, but I use these for tea and coffees and stuff. So all I do is just pour this through. And just look at that, guys, if you can see it. And then what I like to do is just get a little teaspoon. And I just stir it, and all that oat milk then comes through into the jug. So I just keep adding it until it's full. Add it, stir it, add it, stir it. And then what I do next, once that's full, put the lid on so it doesn't spill everywhere. Get yourself a container. Make sure it's clean, obviously. Mine is. And then all I do is pour in the oat milk that I'm not going to use into the container. And that is how easy it is to make oat milk. So just pour that in. Now that's just over 300 millilitres. So I can add a little bit more in there. So I'm going to pour the rest. Still got loads in here. I'm going to strain it through. I'm sorry it's a bit dark in here, guys, for you to see, but you can make it out. So I'm just going to stir. So what I would recommend you doing, if you've already got a strainer, don't worry about getting one of these. But I just use this because it's better than my colander that I use, my sieve. And you'll see at the moment, you'll see eventually what's all these, like the leftover oats, which will come through shortly. So I'm just gonna keep pouring that in, stirring it. So I've got another container. So what I'm gonna do now, you can't beat fresh oat milk. You can do almond milk, soy milk. We need to try soy milk, which we'll do in a couple of maybe a couple of days, maybe next week. So I'm just going to fill this up because this is going to go in the fridge. All right, put the lid on. Don't think I've put that on properly. Let me just make sure that's properly tight. Don't spill everywhere. I'll do that in a minute. Okay, let's do the second one. Although probably most of this is going to go into my my smoothie. You see that, guys? So put a 1 in the comments if you drink oat milk. Put a 2 in the comments if you've never tried oat milk, but you would like to. Put a 3 in the comments if you don't like oat milk. Because there might be somebody. I'll tell you one thing I didn't used to like, and you've got to be careful if you're starting trying these different drinks. You might have an allergic reaction to oat milk or soy milk. For me, I'm more allergic to soy milk, I believe. So just be careful. Always test out your milks first. Don't have too much of it. Because I started drinking soy milk and then I had a bit of... Oh, I've just put that in the wrong one. I put it in the wrong one, never mind. We could just strain it again. Let's just strain it again. I accidentally poured it into my glass container, not the tea strainer. So if you want to buy this tea jug, get a bigger one. I would say get the largest one, because then you can make more tea as well from it. Just pouring that back in. We already poured it into this glass container, but I accidentally poured some of the one that had not been filtered through it. And you'll see some of the porridge oats at the bottom of this strainer in a second. That's it. Get all that in. Yeah, it'd fallen. That would have been in there still. So just quickly rinse that out. Okay, lid on. And then we'll pour this in here. These machines though are brilliant. You might be someone that's lactose intolerant. You might have just switched from dairy and you want to just try a different drink. What I find these are good for is making smoothies, because you always find that milk can be quite expensive. And if you're making a lot of milkshakes, then you can make oat shakes. That's what I'm going to call them, oat shakes. I'll just finish straining this. It's usually the sides that get stuck, so just go around the sides. Also squash it down, that's another little tip. And you'll see some of the liquid going through. But we've just got a little bit left. Well, just a tiny bit. Don't know if you can see that in there, but let's get it all in there. Okay, so, and then if you want to clean this out, just fill it with some water up to the minimum line and then turn on the clean mode, so it'll automatically clean this for you. You don't have to worry about cleaning it out. But I just rinse it out. I just put some water in, swirl it around with a sponge, and then, but do it straight away, because if you leave it, it can stick a little bit. So that, look at that, guys. If I lift this out, some of it's still going through, but you can see it in there, look. You can see that's more like porridge. So that's what would have been left in that oat milk if you didn't use the strainer. So you can also use a towel as well. I know, like a straining towel, that sort of thing. But these are brilliant for just using it for oat milk. Right, so don't need to empty that out just yet. So we'll pour it in here. So we're going to work with this. So I managed to get quite a lot of oat milk there. So that's how much oat milk we've got. So it must be about 800. But remember, I didn't fill it all the way to the max line, so you probably get more if you want to make more. So that's my oat milk. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a smoothie. So let me just rinse this out quickly first. So it doesn't stick. If you want to order this machine, guys, it's about £40, but think of how much you'll save from making your own oat milk. I think the amount of oat milk I've made in it has already covered the cost of this. So if you're someone that loves soy milk, oat milk, you need a new kettle. This does boils your water as well. Juices, blends, milkshakes. We could add this straight in here and make a milkshake, but I'm going to do it in the NutriBullet. So just because sometimes I find that oat milk doesn't mix very well with certain drinks. So I've got some powders I'm going to show you. So let's make that then, guys. We will just get the blender, and then I'll show you in the Ninja. So you're probably saying, why am I using another blender when I don't really need to? It's just because I want to test it out also with the oat milk. You could add them bananas and fruits, frozen fruits, anything you like. So this is the Magic Bullet. It's a starter kit that you can order as well, guys. So great for food, great for... we did some salsa in it on Saturday, which didn't really go to plan because I don't think... I added too many tomatoes in it, didn't I? And I kept it on longer. But that's because I found out afterwards you meant to put the tomatoes the tomatoes are meant to be on the blade first. So there, because I flipped it up, I would add the tomatoes in last. Brenda knows what I'm talking about. So next time, make sure you add it last, the tomatoes, so it's at the bottom of the blender, not at the top, because it didn't fall down, did it? So anyway, what do you get with this then, guys? You get your bottle. You also get another lid with this as well to drink from. So another cap, which has a straw section. So you can put your straw in. You don't then have to, you'd have to then pour it into another bottle. So that's your blade there. So we're going to fill this up with our oat milk. Looking forward to this, actually. So again, there's another max line on here. So I'm going to add in the oat milk, which we've just made. I don't want to fill it too much. Okay, to this I'm going to also add in a banana. Even though I'm going to be adding in some powder. In fact, what we're going to do, I'm going to add a banana in. Just to show you what an oat milk banana smoothie would look like. What's that say, Brenda? She's gone now. Who's gone? Looks really good. The oat milk, well, you'll be even more impressed in a minute, because I'm going to do, what I like to do is add some powders in. And these powders are brilliant, and I never really thought about adding them. I know you could add them to smoothies, these powders, and I know you could add them into on salads. You can add them into soups, onto cereals. The one I used to use before was this one, but they're not on TikTok Shop anymore, I don't think. I couldn't find them. This is called Beautiful and Good Health. So this is a chocolate flavour. I've got a strawberry one somewhere. Oh, is it a cherry one? So there's a cherry one. That's the strawberry one. No, that is the same one. That's a cherry chocolate one. I've got a strawberry one somewhere. I've added a banana in, but I don't know what to do so I could add the colour. Should we add some straw? I was going to show you this one. So this is what I was going to use, but I've realised this has got banana in already. I think we'll stick with this one. So even though we added banana, there are other powders you can get that will change the colour. But these powders are brilliant because they've got pea protein. These are vegan as well. So it's probably best to stick with vegan, powders. You've got spinach powder in here, spirulina, chia seeds, flax seeds, goji berry powder. So there is a berry powder in this, so that will make it a little bit sweeter as well. So let's add some of this in. So I'm going to add, so if you want to order it, guys, NutriSeed, and it's called Total Superfoods. So we're going to add in, it just says here, for a great tasting healthy smoothie, add half a banana and a handful of fresh blueberries, frozen if you liked it chilled, with 1 level tablespoon. Although my measurements never seem to be correct. So obviously with any powders, anything that you're adding in, always consult with a doctor first. If you're pregnant, breastfeeding, all that, just always read up on that, okay? And consult with a doctor as well. I don't have these every day, but whenever it's a little bit, warm, I like a nice smoothie and a nice little drink. So we've added that in. We're not going to mix it or anything. That smells amazing. You could add peanut butter. What do you like to add to your smoothies? Let me know in the comments. So I'm going to put the lid on. Now you see already with this being oat milk, how look, it doesn't naturally mix together. So you really have to give it a good mix. I'm hoping this is going to mix well. But yeah, you could add chocolate into this and all sorts. So blender's on. I'm going to pop this in. And then all I do is push down, turn, once I've switched it on, or you could push and turn and just leave it no longer than 1 minute because of the blades, which can overheat. That's recommended by NutriBullet themselves. So are we ready, guys? Here we go. I'm going to blend it up. Might get a little bit noisy, so if you've got headphones, just maybe turn the volume down. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we go. and you can just turn it. These are brilliant, guys. If you've not got a NutriBullet, they're so useful. Right? So I just like to do it in sort of 10-second bursts. And one more time. Okay, and we're done. I've just linked the NutriBullet, guys, if you want to order a NutriBullet. We're doing lots more recipes with this. Right, and there we go. So you see how what look at the, I don't know if you can see this. Let me put the light on properly. Put this light on. The colour of this has changed already compared to what it looked like. It's more of a green colour. It's really dark. Try and get it that way. You can see the colour on it. You'd think banana would turn yellow, but it's actually turned green, and that's due to the powder. So if you just mix that on its own, you probably wouldn't have mixed so well. Let me just take the lid off. You could add then oh yeah. Oh, that smells really good. The addition of that extra banana as well will make it taste even better. So that is the smoothie, guys. So you wouldn't think that's oat milk, would you? You would not think that is oat milk. So let's pour it into a glass. Or, as I say, what you can do, because it comes with this lid on the top, you just pop that lid on. I can't seem to get lids on today. There we go. That comes up. You could add your ice in. It's this way. 1 minute. So you've got your little area there for your straw. Let me turn the light on again. So you've got your little area there for your straw. There we go. Hello, Kim. Good to see you. I don't know if I've not seen you for a long time. Do you still go on to Jeff's live streams? So that is the smoothie. Let's pour it into a glass, even though I've just done it in the Ninja. But so yeah, get your Magic Bullet ordered, guys, and start making some nice smoothies. If you want any of the powders, there's loads in my showcase. There's just search for them and you'll find them. Some of the popular ones are NutriSeed. Then there's the Free Salt ones, Real Energy. They've brought out powders as well. There's loads of different ones too, and also WellGuard. That's another brand that does the powders. So you can just add them into your smoothies. But seriously, get yourself one of the oat milk machines. They are amazing. 2 minutes it's taken to make oat milk, and then you can just make it fresh. Everything we've done today is fresh. Everything is fresh. You can't beat fresh. Right, let's get a glass. Get a glass. We'll get this one here. I normally do these types of videos. Well, I normally do them as videos, not as live streams. So in goes our smoothie. Oh, the colour on that is amazing. I'm going to add a little bit of ice. You can add ice to your NutriBullet, but think over time, if you're going to be using it for ice, it might, I wouldn't say damage the blade, but it would, just be wary of it, because they do advise not to add ice, because I think it's better as a machine, and if you damage the blades, then you don't want to do that. And then to finish this off, I'm just going to add a little bit of cinnamon, but I've got some mixed spice. Oh, that's mixed spice. I had to double check then. Is it chili powder? That would not be good. This is like a nice autumnal drink. You'll be trying this, Brenda. Oh yeah, a bit of peach. Brenda's like me. She loves healthy things and just new ideas. But there we go. Let me just put the light back on. And then we're going to taste it. So when you think of oat milk, you don't think of smoothies, do you? So this is technically an oat. What did I call it? An oat shake. Look at that. Right, let me turn the camera around. In fact, I'll put you on my... You can come onto my fridge. Are you ready, guys? You coming on my fridge? We're on an adventure. There we go. Stay there, stay there. Yeah, and I'll bring you down. I'm using my other phone, so it's a little bit, the light's a little bit off. So there we go. Look at that. That smells amazing. Look at the colour on that. That is amazing. Add a little bit of honey, right? Let's see what it tastes like. But there is sweetness in that powder, which is here. So when you see these powders on TikTok Shop all the time, because I do, you think, I don't want to see all these powders anymore, you know, because they're a bit obsessed a little bit with powders. But when you actually see them in reality, what it creates, you can see the difference. So if you're wanting to get a little bit healthier, you want to try new drinks, then you could be making this. Everyone's going to be saying in the comments, what is that? So this is banana oat milk, which we made fresh. And then you've got ice, cinnamon, mixed spice on the top. Let's try it. Everyone's saying take a try. Ready? Smells good. Wow. That machine makes that froth. That is absolutely stunning. I can't think what it tastes like, but let's just say many years ago I've had something a little bit stronger than this. Let me just give it a mix as well. But I've had things before that have been stronger. You know, where they've added things to it. There's a place in Leeds and it's called The Alchemist, and they make all these different drinks. But the fact it's got oat in this, it doesn't even taste of it. You can taste more of the banana. But that spice, I think it had like an apple spice on when I had it last time. That is absolutely gorgeous. I think it might need a little bit more sweetness, but if you're not bothered by that, so I would add some honey, or you could add some like little caramel, what's it called? You know, those caramel syrups. Just be wary of those syrups though, because you have to get rid of them after 30 days once you've opened them. And that's the same if you put them in the fridge as well, which I didn't realise. So I opened it last year for I was doing a video, a caramel latte or something, and I added the salted caramel in. It didn't go in the fridge, and I'd kept it for 6 months. And I think, yeah, but so if you ever get those syrups, you've got to get rid of them. It does say on the back. But yeah, give it a try, guys. If you want to order anything, then click the basket. Has anybody bought anything? I don't think anybody has at the minute, but look out for them, guys, and you'll see them. I don't know why it's showing more items. Does anybody else see that? I don't know why it's showing other items on my... I did not add them other items in the basket. I only added the blender, the oat maker. No basket, Kim. There's a lot of products now, though, that come up on my screen when I add new things. And, excuse me, people in France, Germany, Spain, and I'm not sure about Denmark yet. I'll have to ask Anne, where the items show up on, you know, in their country. So I think they're expanding it slowly. So maybe one day it will come up. So, yeah. So thanks for joining me, guys. That's how to make oat milk. If you're watching on a replay, don't forget to subscribe. And you get yourself one of their machines. And if you've got any other recipe ideas, then pop them in the link on the video. If you've got any suggestions, add them in the comments. And we will make almond milk again. I've never made soy milk, so I will make soy milk. And if you've got any other little recipes as well. No, I know, Brenda, it's not fair. I know there's so many things Brenda likes that I show, but there's loads of stuff at the minute because there's a summer sale that's just finished, but they've extended it into sort of August. There's more deals that they're called deal drops. So every couple of months they have deal drops. This is the last one. Excuse me. This is the last. It's going down the wrong hole. They have these deal drops, and they're only for like a week or two. So you'll see lots of discounts, and there's lots of new products, and then you've got Black Friday coming up. So yes, if you can get summer things now, get them and then store them away for next year. So, because there's so many things that I have that I've kept and I use over and over again, like ice machine. You'll be seeing more videos as well. Anyway, but yeah, get yourself ordered, guys. That is really, really nice. So I will be back on tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, for my crossword. We'll do a few trivia questions at the end, so set your alarms, Brenda. I'm just trying to think. I think that might be like 4 o'clock in the morning. I won't make you get up at that time. And then I'll be on Tuesday after that. I don't know if I'll be on Saturday or not. I don't think I will. No, I don't. Well, who knows? Who knows? Anyway, have a great day, guys. Take care. And comment, as I say in the comment section on the video replay, what you would like me to try next. I will see you later, guys. Bye for now. See you later, Brenda. Bye, Kim. Take care. Bye, bye, bye.